hope everybody's had a great day today. Before we start the lesson, let me get you to do a couple things for me. First, think about your day and how it went. All right, next, come up with a decision that you had to make today, real quick.
Mr. Brown, do you mean like a decision like what we had to put on, like our clothes today or something like that?
Sure, any decision that you made today, just whatever decision it is.
Okay.
If I decided to cook or not.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, we got those? Everybody good? All right, now, was that decision that you just came up with, was it a major decision or a minor decision?
Minor.
Minor? Okay.
Minor.
Minor.
Major.
I would say major as well.
Minor.
Okay.
Minor. Toya, was it you that said major?
Yes.
What kind of major decision did you make that?
Well, I fell last night at the basketball game and sprained my ankle. So I had to decide this morning what doctor to go to, whether to go to the doctor, go into work, put in for a sub. It's been a rough day.
Oh my goodness, are you okay?
I am. Thank you.
Well, good. Hope everything works out okay.
Thank you.
All right, now that we have done that, let's look at this. Okay, you're faced with decisions every single day. Okay, and like I said, they may be major decisions, they may be minor decisions, they may be decisions like what do I want to wear to work today, or what do I want to wear to school, what do I want to eat, or it could be a major decision like, do I want to buy a new car or do I need to buy a used car? How are my finances looking towards that decision? All right, now I'm going to try to share this screen with y'all. Hang on just a second.
Mr. Brown, I have a question.
Okay?
How is this relevant? Like, how is this important to me?
Well, Stephen, it's important because, like I said before, you're going to be faced with decisions every single day, and this will kind of help you get through those decisions.
Okay. All right.
All right?
Thank you.
Sure. All right. Can everybody see my screen? No.
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 No?
No.
You went to share screen, right?
Yes, I did.
And you're not on your own picture, is that right? You're on somebody else's picture?
Right now I just have a circle with a blue man in it.
Oh. Okay. Try to share it again. And see what, like, take it off share screen and see what happens.
Okay, share screen. How about
No.
now? No?
No. So when you go into your share screen, does it say like full screen Google Hangouts?
Uh-huh.
And then what do you click on? Do you click on full screen or Google Hangouts?
Which one I need to click on?
Click on full screen.
Okay.
But make sure it's not your picture that's up there. Pick on.
How about
Okay, yeah, now you can go to your screen.
now? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so we're good now?
Yep.
Okay.
And just so you know, Mr. Brown, if you don't want us to see what your slides are coming up, you could just scooch that panel in if you wanted to. The side panel.
Okay, how about now?
That's fine.
All right. So making decisions. All right, first we'll take a look at the standards. We're going to demonstrate employability skills required by business and industry. We're going to look at using professional oral, written, and digital communication skills to create, express, and interpret information and ideas. And we're going to develop an effective money management strategy and understand the role and functions of financial institutions if we have time. Okay, so the decision-making process. All right, the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to identify the problem. All right. Then we're going to gather information and list our possible alternatives. Consider the consequences of each alternative. Select the best course of action and evaluate the results. Now, there are a number of things that can influence the decision that you're about to make. It could be values. So that's, what is important to your family or others in your culture. It could be your peers, the people you know. It could be pressure for positive or negative behavior from your peers. Habits. What are you accustomed to doing, and why are you accustomed to doing it that way? Feelings like love, anger, frustration, ambivalence, rejection. Those things can affect your decision making. Your family. Is the presence of your family, is it a strong presence? That can affect your decision making. Then you have risks and consequences and your age.
Mr. Brown,
Yes, ma'am.
what about, like, God and religion? Because sometimes, like, God affects my decision making because of my religious background.
Yes, that's very true.
Is that on here? Is that considered values, or is that considered family? Because God's part of my family.
Yeah, you could probably put it under values and family.
Okay.
So yes, that's a good point.
I could put it under peers, but God's not my peer. All right. I'm shutting up now. Sorry.
No, it's okay. All right, now I want you to think about 3 decisions that you're trying to make in your life. All right, and I want you to use the decision-making process to go through one of those decisions that you've identified. And I will, it's on your handout, the what are you trying to decide handout. Let's see if I can get back to it. It's this handout. So we're going to identify the problem first. We're going to gather information and list possible alternatives. Then we'll consider the consequences of each of those alternatives. Select the best course of action and then evaluate the results.
Hey, Yemi, isn't this what Mr. Pearson was talking about in our last class?
Yes,
That's what I thought. This is going to be easy, I bet.
I don't need to think so because I don't know how to gather information.
I know, you're right. Huh. We better stop talking before we get in trouble.
Yeah, y'all keep it down there. Let's get through this lesson. I'm sure you've already heard this one time today.
Mr. Brown, I think this is just too much work. Just to
It's not that much. Just hang tight just a little bit. We'll get finished. Okay, now that we've done our decision-making strategies worksheet, let's think about some factors that'll influence those strategies. So the common decision-making strategies are spontaneity, compliance, procrastination. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a huge procrastinator. Agonizing, intention, desire, avoidance, security, and synthesis.
What do you mean by synthesis, Mr. Brown?
Alright, synthesis is just where you're going to choose the option that has a good chance to succeed and the one that you like the best. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds like a good thing to do.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it is a good thing to do.
That's probably better than procrastination.
Yeah, I need to do a little more synthesizing rather than procrastinating. All right. So does anybody have any questions so far? No? Okay, let's move on then. All right, here's some economic influences that affect decision making. And these economic factors can influence you personally and financially. Okay? Consumer prices, the changes in the buying power of the dollar, inflation, that has to do with consumer prices. Consumer spending, demand for goods and services. The gross domestic product, or the GDP, that's the total value of goods and services produced within the country. Okay? Housing starts, that's just the number of new homes being built. Interest rates, this is the cost of borrowing money. The money supply is another thing. This is just funds that are available for spending in the economy. The stock market index, and that's the Dow Jones average, Standard & Poor's 500. And these just indicate general trends in the value of U.S. stocks. And unemployment. And this is just the number of people without employment who are willing to go to work. All right, some risk associated with decision making. And there's a risk with every single decision that you make. There could be a personal risk. This is just factors that may create a less than desirable situation. It may be in the form of an inconvenience or embarrassment, safety, or health concern. Inflation risk. Rising prices cause lower buying power. Buying an item later may mean a higher price. Okay? Interest rate risk. The changing interest rates affect your costs when you're borrowing and your benefits when you're saving and investing. Income risk. Changing jobs or reduced spending by consumers can result in a lower income or loss of one's employment. A career change or a job loss can result in a lower income and a reduced buying power. Or your liquidity risk. And this is just certain types of savings like certificates of deposit and your investments like your real estate investment. And these things may be difficult to convert quickly into cash.
So, excuse me, Mr. Brown. Does this mean that if I make a decision to go out with this guy in my lunch period, but my friends all think he's kind of dumb and like not super cute, does that mean that's a personal embarrassment risk?
Could be, possibly, yeah.
Because I don't even think I really want to go out with him, but I kind of do. But it's only because I'd be embarrassed because my friends would pick on me. And so that would be part of the decision of going out with him.
Sure. Use your decision-making worksheet that we looked at a few minutes ago. And you can go through and identify the problems and go step by step that way.
So, Mr. Brown, I have a question.
Okay.
When I asked my mom to take me to the mall, and she always asked me, go look at my hand, I don't have enough gas. That's what she mean by that inflation risk, because she don't have enough gas too high to take me to the mall?
Yeah, that's right. All right, moving along. Let's look at a few opportunity costs. All right, does anybody know what an opportunity cost other than what it says on the screen there?
Would that be like me being able to go out with a cuter guy that my friends like instead of going out with a guy that people think is dumb and that isn't that cute? Like, so the opportunity cost of going out with a cute guy means I can't go out with the other guy? I'm a little boy crazy if you can't tell, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Yeah, that's a trade-off, so yeah, you're right. An opportunity cost is just another word for a trade-off. Okay, so it just refers to what a person gives up when you make the decision. Okay, and it can involve one or more of your resources, something like time, money, effort. Then you have what they call a personal opportunity cost. And this just involves your time, health, or your energy. And this could be, for example, like how much time you spend studying. That usually means that you're going to lose time for working or going out, hanging out with your friends. All right, and then there's a financial opportunity cost as well. And that just involves monetary values of decisions that you make. For example, the purchase of an item with money from your savings means you will no longer obtain interest on those funds. So that just means, like, if you need to get $100 out of your savings account, that's $100 less dollars that you'll have that earns you a little bit of interest. Okay, and then the last thing is the time value of money. Okay, and we use this to measure financial opportunity costs using interest calculations. All right, the time value of money. This is the formula for the time value of money of a single sum that is compounded annually. Okay, so that's just future value equals the present value times 1 plus the interest rate to the number of years, so to the nth power.
I'm confused.
All right, hang on, we're going to work an example here, okay? And maybe it'll get a little clearer for you. Okay, here's our example. All right, if you have an initial amount of $2,000, so you've got $2,000 that's deposited in your account, and it yields you 5% interest, and it's compounded annually. And we want to know what the balance of your account is at the end of 4 years. Okay, so we're going to plug those numbers in. So our present value is $2,000. Okay, 5% is our interest rate. That's where the 0.05 comes in at, and it's 4 years. So we're going to raise it to the fourth power. So it's 2,000 times 1 plus 0.05 to the fourth power, and you get a future value of $2,431.01. So in 4 years, you've earned $431.01 worth of interest. Okay, so we're still confused?
Yes, would the other student who wanted to go to her boyfriend have to calculate this kind of calculation just to decide between two guys?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. I couldn't hear you.
I was asking, there was our colleague, a student who said that she wanted to go out with a guy for lunch. I'm asking, will she have to do this kind of calculation to make a decision about going out for lunch? Is this the way we do it? How would she get the interest rate to use?
Well, for her just going out for lunch, we probably wouldn't worry about the time value of money. We're trying to worry right now about fixing our savings account and the interest that we're earning on our savings account.
Thanks, Yemi. I was confused. I was wondering if I should have figured that out too. Oh, Mr. Brown, just to let you know, there's a pep rally in the gymnasium in about a minute. So we might have to leave early. The bell might ring.
A pep rally.
Yeah, we're celebrating our team because they're going to play football over the weekend.
Coach take pep rally. All right, so to wrap this up real quick, let's go back to our handouts and let's look all the way at the bottom. We'll get to the quiz tomorrow when we come back. Okay, here's a little quick ticket out the door activity for us. Okay, somebody with a calculator, sit down and figure this up for us, and we'll all get it together and get out of here together. Okay, if your initial amount is $1,200 and it's deposited in an account that yields 6%, and that is compounded annually, what is the balance of the account at the end of 3 years? So $1,200 is our present value. 6% is our interest rate, compounded annually. So we want to know what the balance is at the end of 3 years. So can somebody tell me how you set that up in a formula?
It will be future value equals $1,200 times 1.06 times making the third power. Is that right?
That's exactly right. Now what's the answer?
Is it $1,429?
That sounds about right. Okay, I think the bell's about to ring. You guys need to go to the pet rally, so we'll finish the rest of this tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brown.